Hi, my name is Brian. In this video, we're going to learn how to sketch a derivative. So here's the objective. I'm going to give you a graph of f of x. So let's say this is the graph of f of x right here. Your goal is to be able to graph the derivative, which in this case, the derivative of this function would be this one. And we're going to learn how to do that. Okay, so again, here's our original function. Here's the derivative. So let's recall what f prime of x tells us about the derivative. If you're to look at any point on the derivative, it would tell you the slope on the original function, right? So y values on f prime will tell us the slopes on this function over here. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say we have this point right here on the derivative, which is the point 0.8 comma 0. So because it has a y value of 0 on the derivative, it means that on the corresponding original function f, it has to have a slope of 0 at that point, 0.8. Okay, so y value of 0 on the derivative means a slope of 0 on the original function. Okay, let's take a look at another point. So here's the point 0, negative 2. So this again, this is your x value, and this is the y value on the derivative, but it's going to be the slope. Oops. So that's going to be the slope over here. So what I wrote down here is we should have a slope of negative 2 on the original function at 0, which would be right here, which that seems about accurate, right? This would have a slope of negative 2. All right, so how do we sketch the derivative given the original function f? All right, so I'm going to give you this is my original function. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to make a table. And on the left-hand column, you're going to write all the x values, the ones you're going to choose. And in the right-hand column, you're going to write the corresponding slope at that point. Okay, so let's take a look at negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. What's the slope at this point? Now you're probably going to have to guess this. What I tend to do is take the line and then maybe make kind of like triangles here so I can figure out the slope, rise over run. So it looks like go over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so over 2, up, is that right? So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6, yeah. So if you have a rise over run of 6 over 2, that's a slope of 3. Okay, so let's try another one. All right, this one's easy. So at negative 2, we have a slope of 0. All right, let's try at 0. Now this one's a little trickier. I'm gonna say something like that. So we go down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that looks like about negative 3/4. Okay, and at 1, I'm gonna maybe guess negative 1/2. And then at 2, so here's 2, that looks like 0. And finally at 4, we can do something very similar where we do a big triangle and you do your rise over run. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I don't know, maybe like 2. So does that mean at negative 4? What did we say at negative 4? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? I think this was more like 6 over 3. Let's go back and change that to a 2. Okay, now that we have the table set up, let's go on to the next part, which is you're going to basically erase or create a new graph, one that doesn't have this, or I guess you can keep the original graph on there, but I'm going to erase it. And then I'm going to change this column. So instead of saying slope, it just says y value. And so now if I plot these points, this is going to give me the graph of the derivative. So if we go to -4, 2, puts me here, and then -2, 0, 0, -3/4, that's close to there. And then 1, -1/2, 2, 0, and 4, 2. And then what you do is you'd connect the dots. Not doing it very well, but there we go. So here is f prime of x.